Hello. Oh god, sorry if that was a bit loud and jump scared. I wasn't expecting that. Hello. Hi everyone. Hello. Felix, Matt, Mosley, Ellie, Orbital. Hello. I hope you're all good. I am doing well. Mosley, thank you for 61 months. Hello to everyone over on the Twitch and the YouTubes. Darkstar, DD, hello. Barge, thank you so much for 98 months. Also, good morning. Excuse me, I'm just getting my notebook. Ara, hello. The Book of Notes. There's the treasure trove. We will be needing that today, for today is Blueprints Day. Jesus Christ. The classroom notes from some stuff. We've done some of that on session. We've got some things we need to get through today. Oh no, Darkstar's a bit of the flu and fever. Jesus Christ. At least we've got the Olympics on in the background as well. Although, please don't end up tripping balls trying to like multi-watch things. Yeah, we need to check out, I think, probably the SSX segment of the Olympics. That's the bit I enjoy the most, the Winter Olympics. I like it when they get tricky. Oh, right. Ooh. It's alright, just warming up for the next probably 2.5 hours of puzzle gaming. You tried that last night playing Tomb Raider Underworld? Don't recommend it. No, God, yeah. I like Tomb Raider Underworld, but there's a lot going on. Bulge Gate. I mean, I can guess what that's about. I mean, what do people expect? The gayest Olympics yet. Is it? Is it the... oh my god, I'm missing out. A win for the gays. To be fair, it usually is better if the gays are involved. I'll have to have a look. I like how there's just no elaboration on that either from DD. Is it costumey? Is it the like? Is it the ski? What's it called? Ice skating. Is it the ice skating routines? Have we finally had a two-man couple? Or I should say male presenting. Oh, Mariah. Oh my god, they had Mariah at the opening. Okay, right, yeah. Okay, I see. I see. That's a start. Oh, lots more athletes are out this year. Oh, that's good. So it's the gayest Olympics yet, by which you mean like representationally, as opposed to just like fantastic fashion, some flamboyance occasionally, many lesbian wife duos. Holy shit! What sports do the lesbian wives compete in, please? Out of curiosity. Curling? I'm trying to think what the Winter Olympics have. The tobogganing thing. Didn't Mariah get flat for lip syncing? I mean, she doesn't always have to sing live. Ice hockey player and speed skater. Holy shit. Basically almost kind of Yuri on Ice, but not. Orbital's like, colour me intrigued. What? Good for them. Not only that, you know, they're there and they're present, but also that they get to both compete. And also, I assume, go back to the Olympic Village together, which is, you know, cute. Hi, Michael. The Winter Olympics are apparently very gay. This year. Together they have been to a combined 8 Olympics. Why am I like, oh? Have they been to the same Olympics together before, or is this the first time they've both gone to the same one? Also, thank you, music, but you're done now. It's time for some blueprints. You're rooting for Benin, because it's their first time competing, and they've sent one man to compete in alpine skiing. So, for those of you who don't know, it's in West Africa. I was just looking at the mountain range situation. Shock of the country, yeah, impressive. I mean, I hope he does. I hope he does well. Just because it's firstly it's quite a lot, but also, that would be a delight. I mean, maybe to be fair, they might have snow up some mountains. I don't know how high some of the African mountains go. Also, where in proximity certain things are, because there's like Kilimanjaro, but I don't know where. He's competed in other. Oh, he's competed for Togo before, in international ski competition. So he's got game. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look this up. And they've been together before, the lesbian Olympic couple, but they're married now. Well, congratulations to them, and I hope that they get golds, regardless of what country it is. To be fair, I don't give a shit who gets what, so long as it's much like if I watch things like Dota. I was just watching Kieran play a bit of Dota actually, and do a little lurk. As long as it's a good game and it's fun to watch, I couldn't give a shit who wins. Obviously, in some cases there are exceptions to the rules, such as Eurovision, which continues to invite a country that is committing genocide. But just on the whole, I want everyone to have a nice time. Cool runnings, yeah. Jamaica's got 7 athletes. They're doing bobsled again. Lovely. Love that for them. But yeah, in the Winter Olympics, if you're not from a country that's like traditionally wintry, feel like you deserve additional people, we love an underdog, don't we? Anyway, we're not here for that. I suppose technically Simon Jones is an underdog in the fact that he's a 14-year-old boy being tasked with an absurd amount of shit in this match. Let me just check the extension's working. It should have automatically turned itself on, but sometimes it doesn't. No, it hasn't. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link to use crowd control is in the description. There's no overlay, but if you're on Twitch, it should be. There is an overlay. If you're on mobile, there is also a link for you under !CC. Oh, is it? I'm gonna have to look at that, DD. I love a bit of campy, dance figure, gatey stuff. Hang on a minute.
Good afternoon, madam.
Where's he gone? There you are. Thank you. Hello, Corvus. Hope you're good. Excuse me, I just need to change my profile. You've seen nothing. This site, you don't know this save. This doesn't exist. Much like Mariah, we don't know her. That is, do you remember the save when I let you play one game of it, like one day of it, when it came out? That's that save. 64 hours. She's still running. She's still doing her things. I got 8 trophies, which is quite an important number that unfortunately we kind of might need to get. But no, we're on day 23. Also, this time I remembered to turn the game off on the Steam Deck, so it actually updated the cloud save. Whereas last week, I took the hit on my own personal save and had to replay, like, 2 weeks in-game. So, let's load in. And then we'll do all the admin. Because we have some shit to do today. As always, I've got a list. Right. we do enjoy the plinky plonky theme as we, you know, start the day. Quite enjoyable. Also, a good god. I haven't started crowd control yet. Before anyone does anything, also welcome back to the Blueprints crowd control adventure. Last time we were looking for sanctum keys. We have 2. Actually, hang on. If I go to there, just hold up. When Memont, s'il vous plaît. Where's our list gone? I like how I was like, I've got a list and then probably forgot about it. Is it you? No. Is it you? Yes. So, here is the list of things that we need to do in the game. These are in no particular order, although some of them are sort of in a little flow just to, because we can't do them without the other. The chess puzzle is something we can actually technically do today if the right rooms come up. And I would recommend, having tinkered with it in a different save, that we start fucking with it. Because in order for us to progress in a rather key area that has been puzzling us to do with the treasure trove, we kind of need to screw with it. We also at some point need to translate the letter in the tomb. This can actually wait as long as we want, because I think there are more words in the game that will help us with translation. We also ideally need to get the diary key to the diary in the ladies' chamber, which has been a bit of a pain in the bum, because they need to both turn up. So we need the tomb to turn up and we need the ladies' chamber to turn up. We kind of need that to turn up anyway for the chess puzzle. We'll come back to it. Also, hello, Calcifer. I hope that the reason the plumber's round is not too ridiculous, and that you're doing okay considering. Also, don't forget to offer him a cup of tea or coffee or other beverage if he doesn't want either. Keys. We've only got 2 keys out of 7 keys. 7 keys? 8 keys. 8 keys. I can count. I think it's 8 keys. So we need to drain the reservoir to 2 different levels for keys. We need to draft the music room late into the game, as in right on that last, like, I think it's rank 9. I don't think 8 counts. I think it has to be 9. Get another one, and we also are looking for vault key 370 and the vault to get the key from there. Once I finish screwing with the reservoir, I can drain the pool so I can access 2 chests that sit there and respawn every time. So it's basically just more useful loot. I need to ideally use the power hammer in 3 different places. That means making the power hammer, then finding the rooms, because there are things like switches in there, which are quite helpful. The magnifying glass we need to use on a couple of different books, which include the Blackbridge book in the library and a new clue, and a different one. Those will give us the clues to hopefully help us find the missing microchip, which then means we can do something with the satellite. We need a burning glass for the satellite, which then means we can add new lab experiment data into the experiment times. We need to get the throne room and the lost and found room. These are semi-related to what I've just said, but also not. We need to do the classroom exam and pass it, which arguably, the more we find in game, the easier that is. There are many different clues that we haven't necessarily got that will help us. This is in part of why we've only done 2 sanctum keys. Oh, actually, no, we've got more sanctum keys. I just haven't solved the puzzle in there of the realm rune because we haven't got the clue for it. That's what it is. So actually, we still need 4 keys. We've done 3. I haven't solved the 3rd. Need to defrost the freezer. So just breathing. Defrost the freezer so we can read the letter. Not super essential, but might be. I can't remember what's in it. That's why I'm saying we should do it. And we also need to try and get the disc upgrade from the trading post, which is going to rely on us swapping something good, possibly an item from the showroom. Has to be high value, otherwise it won't offer us the disc. Is there anything else in addition to that absurd amount of stuff? Blueprints doesn't technically have an ending. There is no 100%. But this is basically, we are setting ourselves up, Calcifer, for phase 2 of the game. Maybe phase 3. So, like, we've entered the bit that basically this is where the lore starts to take over and starts to go, oh, hey, like, you could stop playing at this point. You could be like, I found room 46, I'm done. That's it, I'm done. I don't need to do anything else. I've done it. Credits rolled, sorted. But actually, that's effectively the tutorial of the game. There are things that I think I've seen in screenshots that I have not seen in game yet and have no idea how to get. There are solutions to puzzles I don't know yet because I haven't got that far when tinkering. And I won't tell you solutions to puzzles unless we encounter them in game and etc. So yeah. But it's wild. This is the point at which the puzzles stop being, well, they weren't in the house to the same. There's the underground bit streaking through the mansion. Thanks, Corvus. I believe there is CCTV everywhere, so no, my eyes. Anyway, so yeah, you could stop earlier, but you kind of miss out on a massive key part of the story and also an absurd amount of additional puzzle mechanics. But it is something that when everyone went into it at the start, no one anticipated this level of depth to it. There's something I think that's missing off that list as well, by the way, but I can't remember what it is. So that's that. I'm just going to rename this in my asset library thing at the back end, the blueprints list, so that I know what it is, as opposed to warning for spiders. I think is what it was called. It's like the old Dragon Age warning. Have we done all the aquarium X's? Yes. Sorry, I'm talking to the chat box, not the... Yes. I think we have. Yeah. I mean, we can check. If we go in, we can look. I'm pretty sure I've done the patio one. I can't remember if I've done the laundrette one. I think I have. Thanks, Michael. Looking respectfully. Thing is, I know I've done the laundry one in my own playthrough. Also, crowd control is now on. The Blessing of the Monk is active currently. So if you call it a day in a room in your house, you have an opportunity to draft that house the next day. I can't remember what I've drafted. We don't have anything in my inventory, which is a start. I'm going to come back for that box, just in case. Because I could have left myself one of 2 rooms. And the Blessing of the Monk is kind of key to how we start progressing. Ah, shit, it is the treasure trove. Actually, this is fine, because I can demonstrate the point to you. This is fine. Here's the treasure trove. Hey, Seb, how you doing? So if we pop in here, you'll notice, if you're familiar with the treasure trove, that the standard chest is not here anymore. This is a very distinct, different box. It will always spawn inside the treasure trove if you put the treasure trove outside the house, in the outer room. Also, every time you use it, you get 5 gold. So this will start stacking, which is going to be quite helpful. A purple room, forced from Darkstar. I'm actually into
Good
that.
afternoon, madam.
Thank you for my pocket money, Michael. Also, hi, Cheshire. Michael comes in to give me my allowance every week. Thank you for your channel points. We're now at 82 gold a day in that little envelope, which actually is going to be very helpful for one of the... Oh, that's what I was going to put on the list. Hang on. Let me get the token. Thank you. Is there another? Oh my god, there's 3. 86 now. Thanks. Trophies. There is something in game. Like, we have trophies, right? If you manage to draft in all the rooms of the house, get to room 46, get to room 8, those trophies, I think maybe get to room 8 was a Steam achievement, whatever. If we get 8 trophies, we will be able to purchase the blue tents that are in the showroom, which I believe are 400 gold. That's something we should not necessarily prioritize, but it would be helpful. Because blue tents add memos to blue rooms. Ah, yes. Oh, that's mildly annoying that they're all dead ends. But I'll take a key. I'll take a key for free. From, these are the... Was this the servants' quarters? So if I spread money using the office, there will be money in here. Thank you for the gems. There are 12 major keys. But there aren't. Or are there? Fuck, are there? Is it counting all the sanctum keys? There's 7 sanctum keys. Then the red key. Then key, which I'm not going to say the name of. And that's like 8. It's not 12. I'm never sure about that one. Also, especially now we found the thing. Prison roommates, secret garden. Are you able to think of 11, Mab? Because I can guarantee you the one I'm thinking of you don't know of, because we very briefly talked in DMs, and I said I found something absurd, and you're going to hate it, basically, because I'm like, oh god, really? If you can think of 11, then yes, there are 12 major keys, because there is an extra one. Backspill? What? Taking 25 coins? Oh my god. I suppose if it's Pikachu, it's okay. I don't think I want these. I think I want that. Let's do observatory. Silver key is 11. Okay, then yeah. There are 12 major keys. It's, getting the 12th is going to be a fucking pain in the ass, but we'll get to that. I also need to take note of what rooms I'm drafting. Thank you for the key. Next room is a 4-way room. Hang on, hold up. Turn about. I'm putting that elsewhere. We'll put somewhere useful. Like here. That's not a 4-way room. Shit. I'm not going in there. Jake's made the next room time. I love that as a thing. I'm going to put that down here. Ah, actually... I can't have duplicate code checks. I think that might be a crowd control thing. I'm just going to ignore it and go for the one that has something in, because I know that's a legitimate coat check. The empty coat check scares me, because I don't think that should exist. The burning glass would be useful if I can find the 3rd microchip today, which is because I don't think we've got the right books to read it. I think I need the magnifying glass. The vestibule is going to be a pain in the bum, because whenever you go into it, all the other doors lock. So I'm just avoiding it for a second. Hallway. So I'm thinking about what we need, because the other thing that I want to try and start today is the chess puzzle. And for the chess puzzle, we need to draft specific rooms. These don't cost to draft. Oh, I will take that, thank you. Thank you. Conservatory? Oh shit, no. Annoying, but fine. I'm gonna go for the library. See if we have... Yes, we do. We have the Curse of Blackbridge book. So, I could read it to you now. However, don't have the magnifying glass. Although, scanning this whole thing would be... take some time. It'd be an adventure. But... oh, ow. Alright, just stretched and clicked. Something in my back clicked. Right. I'll read you the Curse of Blackbridge, and then if we find a magnifying glass, I'll come back and give it a little scour. And we'll just see what happens. So, this is by Redford Ewing. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm. The versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colourful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I've heard dozens of variations of the legend. While the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet, the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what I felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Excuse me. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst at a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travellers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise of high-road robbery. One such member of this band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jasper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jasper lived in a gutter behind the churchyard, relying on nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It's not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out, an easy and well-travelled road, paved with temptations leading out of the city and into the gentrylands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. That's a fucking sentence. It was this road that eventually led Jasper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was there that he met his surrogate family and saviors, a notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jasper was surprisingly tender-hearted and often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, he was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, which was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jasper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked, while others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of the canyon. On one such occasion, he decided to get an early start and left the cave, berry basket in hand, setting out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jasper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. Oi. Sorry, it's a proper little story, this one. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the sky. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he regained his senses, he made a decision. He would not reveal the location of his newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respects of his confederates, who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. I mean, he did walk for 3 hours there and then back, so I think that's some work. Smiling at his plan, he set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in his task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage is approaching. Oh God. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he'd neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a road be so close? He ducked down and crept towards the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia that Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. He was so transfixed by the sight that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven equal to the driver's lofty perch, and on spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a halt with precise control. A corner of cheese, yes. There's cheese in them there hills. Okay, so, you boy, get out from behind that bush, he shouted, with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. You startled me half to death coming round the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such a familiar face in a place where there ought not to be one. He quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behaviour, not dashing through bramble and mud. I was picking berries. He raises the half-filled basket to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanour of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions the driver might have had instantly evaporated, but even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. Berries, you say? You couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick them here as a boy. Jesper took his cue to finally step forward from behind the bush, brandishing his basket. I know, and what luck I found them. I've only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would take me 4-fold the time back home to procure this number. Driver bent down for a closer look. Where is your home, boy? It must be quite far. That's a dog hair. There. Jesper replied with a scripted response, a little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods. My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning. It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction Jesper had travelled, and whilst that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might be less believable here. Sir, I have travelled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for such a price as these. Surely you've tasted them yourself? Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted. I never had to travel very far, and even then, my father would drive us here in our carriage. I'm ashamed to say I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jesper's time to smile. Then let my efforts reward us both today. He raises the basket even higher. A taste in memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket, and at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jasper caught the man's startled eyes, and for that taste I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jasper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will kill you if you give me no cause, though I admit the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jasper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing towards the carriage door. Jasper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself to the driver's seat of the carriage, and once down, he was guided to a nearby tree where he was instructed to get on his knees and put his hand behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jasper when he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness that he had seen on the man's face was nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displayed no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you're showing me? Jasper stopped, surprised by this question, but ignored it, secured the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door handle, he turned back to the man, saying, if there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Christ. It's got a bit out of hand. It's like, this is a royal carriage, mate. Also, should I grant you the same clemency you're showing me? Mate. This is a bad idea. Anyway, inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of this exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jasper suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some great master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing a large wooden lockbox under the carriage's back seat. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jasper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that this box was very old and likely not created by Aurindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Is that the box in the treasure trove right now? It can't be. Oh no, it isn't. Oh no, it's a different box. I've just remembered what it is. Don't worry, everything's fine. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Do you perhaps have a key you can provide for me to open the box? Without emotion, the driver replied, there is no key to that box. Jasper stood up, easy enough then, headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. With one hit, the stone completely shattered the rusty lock. He bent down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jasper bent down and picked it up, surprised at how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more like gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile once again returned. You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should have never been opened, and you are cursed. What is it? Said Jasper. That's one. Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jasper tightened his grip on the effigy. One what? You mumbling agentor. That'll be in Arajan, I'm assuming. And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person? The man did not seem intimidated. One pace. He paused for effect. 12 more and you'll be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recently. Jasper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now he was standing face to face with the possibility. His mind pleaded with him to be sceptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, say nothing of the chances of a remedy. And if he did not move from where he stood now, he could live maybe 3 or 4 days, given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might prove additional opportunities for help to come along. And then what good would that do to be discovered here, beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries, raving about a curse that could be very well not real? No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces, and see if life goes on. But Jasper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked around him for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him as he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. Hi, Paul, we're just reading about Jasper and Blackbridge. And what a naughty boy he is. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4, perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there's anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value. But the additional risk of undertaking such a task seemed too great a chance. What? He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task was too great a chance? Is that a typo? Is that supposed to be a typo? Does that work grammatically? Oh, fuck. And so, after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realised he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it certainly would be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox whose typical function often secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, he found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand let go. Right. There's some fuckery happening here. We're going to come back to this in a minute. I'm going to skim read it and see what's going on. If it's cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud to the horses, seemingly, Jasper took up reins with confidence. Part 2, below the Black Bridge. Fuck me, we're only on part 2. Hang on. No, it's fine. It's fine. There is no part 3. Part 2, below the Black Bridge. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Oh, some light nudging as in poking, not day and night. Hey, Frogo. Hope you're good. Welcome to a story. It's about to get quite dark, by the way, everyone. It is called The Curse of Blackbridge, after all. Only one person would have the cheek to wake her in such an ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. She nudged him again, teasingly, then stepped. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered she was on third watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her, like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. This is why the sentences are so long and wordy, because if there is a deliberate missing word in the sentence, it's a lot harder to spot it. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted, or Ravia. She waved and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a log. She turned back, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and then Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for manoeuvring in this tree post. A necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth, dramatically illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as water poured out, splashing onto her face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalise the science of the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time, their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern and a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Oris and Reddington. To some geography stuff that, in theory, would be important in some things like the classroom, right? Excuse me. To the city-faring travellers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travellers are passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do, because they rob them. I know, Mab. I forgot how long this book is. I need to go back and read something in a sec. Like most of her band. Yes, that is a B. It's not a H with a weird squiggle. Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern house bandit it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day there was no shroud to conceal her expressions nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. So I'm breathing. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There are many signs that the unholy hounds used in lieu of words, but the two of them have developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. She knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking to the canyon. Squinting through the trees, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until they heard the sounds of approach. A few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end, dressed in a familiar uniform, long grey coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence was not an unusual sight at Blackbridge. It typically indicated an important traveller's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders when the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years of the hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard were nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Their eyes met each other, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked an arrow and drawn her bow, whispering go. Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left her mouth, the young scout already sliding down the bank, facing towards the cave. There was no road that ran beyond the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching the cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was an attack. Oi! Also, ads are coming in 5 minutes' time. If you're not subscribed, you might see some ads. If you aren't already using this time to practice self-care, like grabbing a drink or a snack, please do that when the ads are playing. You get any. somewhere. We're near the end. We've got to be near the end. And then I need to quickly skim through this and just check for more missing words and sentences because it possibly spells something. So, the moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She was expecting cavalry. Before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain, yet she watched. No, you don't get ads if you're Prime subbed. You good. You're covered. That is the beauty of using Prime as well. That's occasionally I'm like, oh shit, I haven't used it. Aha, no ads. So no, that you're good. Okay, I need to stop reading ahead. So, a third arrow was in flight. There would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused, Miller glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They'd made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Hart Slasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a bait trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him, a blood-stained effigy carved in stone. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favourite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she'd always called him, though deep down she knew it wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. You've got a Magikarp, Frogu. Although, actually, to be fair, it does look like a Sea King. That is the sub badge for 1 month. And then I think, is it 9 years is a Gyarados. But there's like Oddish and a couple of other things in chat. So enjoy your Magikarp. I can't remember what's next. There you go, there's a Gyarados. Good grief. Unfortunately, there is no Mudkips. I picked the ones that made sense at the time, and there were too many Pokemon. 8 is Gyarados. Sorry, there we go. Mab's Mewtwo. So they buried Jesper in the darkness in the back of one of the large cavern rooms. I'm like, I might need the magnifying glass here. Because there's a doodad here, very least. We'll see. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he treasured. Oh, no. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the row of similar swords marking neighbouring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. I don't know if there is anything next, Sarge. I need to have a look. Shit. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. Even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and intense voices could be heard ahead. Louder speech that she has ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed 2 bent fingers against her cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. 2 bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began. Blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Foderick Lee of the Blackguard looked down at the ridge of the canyon at the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, he grinned. Now they speak. And that's the end of the book. They all get buried alive. And that's the curse. Also, he died after 12 paces from the carriage. Fucking grim. So we do have the ads playing. Whilst they play, I'm just going to really quickly skim this again, because I want to double check if there are more sentences where there are words missing, in case it spells a message, because the message could be important. So please bear with me. Yes, hydrate.
Go and get yourself a drink
Yes.
right now. It's good for you, honest.
Yes, this would be the time. Please get your beverages. While I try and find... Have I got a book thing? I have a dedicated area for books. Ah, yes, here's the Arindia history book area. The underground map. Green memos. A new clue. A letter. The Curse of Blackbridge. Here we go. Pop it here. Hang on. So this is 11. So I need to search in the contents page situation for this. Otherwise it gets very out of hand. Have I written down this contents page? Have I just dropped my own pen? Yes, I have. Ah, yes, I have. 1 second. If you number the pages and you also have a contents page per section, it's easier to find things. So, we do not actually have a Curse of Blackbridge page, because I have not actually read this properly in my other save. So, we are... Oh no, that's wrong. Shit, hang on. Should be 12. And then number 10 is the Arajan tomb letter. There we go. Right. Now, I can't do shit like look at it with a magnifying glass because we haven't got one. So, there are things, if there are things that are tiny that I can't see, we're not doing that. But I can at least try and skim this. The Legends of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of Grand Ralph. Okay. Yeah. Put my English degree. No, I put the hyperlexia to good use. Trying to skim read it to look for these gaps. Also, hello if you were in ads. I'm just trying to see if I can find some missing words, because there are sentences where there's a word missing that does not feel right. So I'm just seeing if there's enough of them that they make a sentence. Which is why I'm saying nothing, because it's easier in theory to read without speaking. Read it aloud at least. So I'm wondering if it's just in part 2, because that's where I started to spot the weirdness. I technically have 2 English degrees, which have been not that much use. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I feel like chapter 1 is pretty solid. I don't feel like I was missing words. Yeah, there was a weird part. It either was at the end of part 1 or at the end of part 2. Within part 2. But that's why I'm going back to double check, because all of this seems to be reading fine. Yeah. That's fine. Again, like this, I'm pretty confident that most of this was fine. I don't feel like I was dropping words too much. Also, by the way, I'm in a menu technically, so if you redeem any crowd control stuff, it'll queue it. So you've all been incredibly patient to not use it whilst I've been in this. Thank you. But just in case any of you are grabbing some coins, hold out. I will be done momentarily, hopefully. This could mean fuck all, but again, I think this is reasonable. I don't. That's about words. I think it's part 2 onwards where it kicks off being weird. Bye, Michael. Have a good time with your karate. I feel like this was all fine. I think one of the main issues with this is there aren't that many commas, so it's that could be a deliberate choice. So it means you have to kind of go like, actually, does that sentence make sense? What is this referring to? This all seems fine. I feel like this is all fine. I'm going to write down a gentle, actually. That is a Black Bridge book. You referring to the crowd control bit, Frogu? Yeah. It's basically a mod where you can mess with the game. But if I'm in a menu, it will queue it up. And then it will time out. So it just saves you getting refunded. A word appears. Erosion. Have you no person, put your person, 12 more, you'll be dead. No, I'm relatively confident that all of this was grammatically correct. It didn't feel like there were words missing. I think part 2, also below the Black Bridge. Because, so like, then stepped back into the dim. There could be a word missing, or it could just be the dim. I don't know, things changed that way. As age careful not to wake like a hero in a book. Those last 2 pages of part, was it definitely part 1? Thought about removing the driver's fancy coat as it appeared to be some value. The additional risk of undertaking such a chance to... Hang on. Yeah, no, you're right. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance was too great to chance, right? Put missing words. And so, after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Fine. He's taken one step already. Seated now behind the horse, he reached for the reins and suddenly realised that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox whose typical function oft secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand let go, which is the other one. So allow his hand to let go. So far we have was and to. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud to the horses, seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. But what do we do with was to? Who was? Are we missing some more? Is there more here? Is there more in part 2? I'm just going to try and skim this bit. I don't think we spotted any more, right? It is weird that those 2 pages are wrong, and it's so hard to tell because there's also another one. There's also a typo in one of the other books, one of the drafting guide books, first page of part 2. Which one, Sarge? Such an ill-mannered fashion, right? Oh no, awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. It could be an Anne. It could also just be such ill-mannered fashion. I feel like it's got to have an Anne. Right? It's hard because they are deliberately using archaic language. Like it's deliberately being disguised in there. So we have now got was to an Anne. Do you think there are any more? Anything louder than a gesture that goes, I don't think there's something here. Again, I'm skimming it. This game makes us question everything. This is part of the issue. It's good, but it's part of the problem. see both the elevated. Not sure. I mean, we could have to rearrange the letters. Almost done, hopefully. God. Again, if we had the magnifying glass, we could look at the pictures. Because there could be shit in the pictures. We will get it. Maybe. It's not the main priority of the day. We just happen to have bumbled into this. Like, if we don't look at it now, we won't draft it again. Shadow in the night clear hands are removed. I'm just shaking. Almost done. I am not sure. I'm not sure there's any more. So I don't know what we do with that information for now. We could rearrange it. You've got was, to, and Anne missing. There could be more shit. There could be stuff hidden in the pictures. For a moment, I thought that guy had 3 legs, but he's holding a gun. This guy here. Having some errors that look like clues. This is the thing, like Seb. Right? One of the books, I am relatively confident, has a typo that is not a clue. And that's part of the issue. It's just like, it's fine, but it does mean that as a result, we're like, is this a clue? Also, I would argue that sometimes books can genuinely have printing errors. So you could make the argument that that's just how this book is. But it's not fucking helpful when you're trying to unravel this shit. So if we get the magnifying glass, we might come back and fuck with that. We'll see. Let's continue with what we were doing. Oh, hello. Not the best day for the showroom. I'm going to take the dining room. In which case, it's a filthy red herring. Exactly. Filthy. Filthy. Filthy, tricksy hobbitses. That's fine. We'll continue. Oh, also, I forgot. Because I've been staring at that book for so long. And also playing this quite a lot on the Steam Deck. I forgot what it looks like at 60 FPS for a second. It was like, that was smooth. It runs really well. There's an actual game. I know. I completely forgotten how far we got into this day as well. Absolute shitfest. Also, I don't think I've ever shown you this, but don't draft things in respect of Lady Clara Epson's death. It's alright, it was like 50 years ago. What was in the box? Oh, it's a lunchbox. When I reach rank 5, I get 10 steps. Enjoy a lunch. You can buy that in the shop. In the Holly gift store. Mount Holly gift store. Hang on, let me just come out so the dice goes in. Thanks, Phoenix. I have 1 dice. Thought I had 2. Oh no, maybe I must have used 1 earlier. Right, hang on. First things first, experiment setup. Ahaha, the letters to the mailroom, yes. For each bedroom I draft after my second, I will deliver... I'd like a letter in the mailroom, please. That is something we need. Yes. I'm also going to just very quickly, please excuse me, log into the network. And I'm going to very quickly sort out the security doors. I can't play Silk. I'm not very good at Silk Song and Hollow Knight, so I'm just angry at it. Like, I have to look at it respectfully from a distance. A little bit like Elden Ring. Because my own skill level gets in the way of my enjoyment. Doesn't mean I can't watch other people play it. We'll have a high security level setting, please. I'll have 5 to 6 doors in the house. But also, when they are offline, they're all... When they're offline, they're all automatically unlocked. Thank you very much. And a goodbye. Why do I have a key card? I don't have a key card. I'm going to turn the power off. I'm going to bippity boop that power. And then I don't need to worry about it. Still like to bippity boop that power. Frogu, sure, this is not school. You may absolutely be excused. Thank you for stopping by and have a great day. With your real world existence. I think we've drafted everything, but just in case we haven't, I'm just going to pop in here. Oh no, we have drafted everything. Well, that's sad. I have also already done this safe, so we're good there. Have a good rest of your day. And also weekend, Frogo. And hopefully see you soon. It's not Professor. It's not Professor. I am not an accredited academic professional. I did very briefly consider doing a PhD, but if I'd had to hyperfixate on a topic for like 3 years, I'd have been, oh God. I'm more like a Pokemon professor. What, banging Ash's mum? I'll be one of the cool ones. Whichever ones there are. I've forgotten. The utility closet would be great. But I would take the commissary for now, please. That's Mr. Mime. No, Mr. Mime is the, like, family Pokemon. Don't bring Mr. Mime into it. Do I want to buy gems? Oh, I suppose I could. Hi, Mosso. Shit. Don't judge me. I said I'm like I said I'm like a Pokemon professor. Well, you could see it there. And then I said what, banging Ash's mum, and now apparently Mr. Mime is. Which I'm pretty sure is not the case. Oh my god, map. Thank you for the key card. Saving the day. I was gonna have to deal with the vestibule, and I was hoping to try and get the foyer so the vestible's always unlocked, because it's a pain in the bum. These are not its finest choices. Yes, obviously depending on the corner of the internet you're in. It's not here right now. Thank you. A Pokédex. Some of the Pokédex entries, especially the early ones, are delightfully messed up. You know, Drifloon will steal your children. Mab, I'm going to reset that because it did that thing where it did it but didn't do it. There we go. I am going to put that on the other side of the foundation, I think. Just because if it is something like a three-way room. Oh, you also chose the wrong colour. I think we've bought everything in the bookshop, haven't we? I mean, we could double check. Yes, we have. Oh, actually, that might be handy. I'm looking for specific rooms for the chess puzzle, which I forgot about for a bit. I think we've got the castle. I think we've got the bishop. I think we've got the knight now. So I just need king and the queen. Thank you, Mab, for the orange. Let's put that... hang on. Put that up here. Put that where the workshop is. Because I feel like I've also not actually got in there and there's a battery. We don't want the tunnel. Not right now. I think this is the first time you've not... Oh my god, have you not seen the tunnel before, Map? Welcome to the tunnel. The tunnel. I don't know what triggers the tunnel, but the tunnel starts fucking showing up randomly. Right? No. Oh my god. So yeah, if it shows up, when you then draft within that room, it will always give you a tunnel as one of the 3 options. I am not 100% sure if there is a mechanic where I need to tunnel in a specific area. Because I can't remember. But that's the tunnel. I think also it's not necessarily random in the same way. Like, sorry, it's not I don't think it turns up in the same place every day, if it turns up. I don't know enough about what the tunnel really is. But I do also know that... Oh my god, tea and toasty. Hello, Raiders. Start the kettle. Here come the breadcrumbs. God. Bread and kettle. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, Palia. Were you enjoying some Palia? Also, hi, Raiders. Welcome in. So please drop tea and toasty a follow. Absolutely lovely person. Welcome to some Blueprints Crowd Control. Crowd Control is a silly mod. Also, thank you, Blazy. Hello. Thank you for 13 months. I'm doing good, thank you. And I'm glad you're enjoying Palia. Yeah, we're doing some Crowd Control blueprints. So if you're someone who is currently playing the game and doesn't want spoilers, we are somewhere in the later game. So that's just a heads up. I know more than this game's save has progressed to, but I'm trying to sort of keep it a bit chill until we find certain things. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can you cook soup? Oh my god, there's soup cooking. I can't. There's too many games and not enough time. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Hannah Lomadiah. I am a variety gamer, streamer. I've been doing content online in various forms with gaming for over 15 years, which is silly. And I also work with charities as a consultant, teaching them how to work with creators on charity fundraisers without being massive knobs, hopefully. You did cook some soups, excellent. But yeah, Blueprints is a delight. I have got my magic book. This is my book of secrets / solutions. There's some pictures of stamps. I'll try and find something that's not ridiculously spoilery. We're currently trying to do a chess puzzle. Or basically, I need to draft certain rooms within the house to then do something out of the house. But I have to find the rooms first. And also, ideally, buy something, but I can't remember where. Yeah, it's my grimoire. Thank God you missed reading time with Hannah. I read basically a small novella. We've just been there for like 20 minutes because there were some grammatical errors, and now we're not sure if the grammatical errors are clues or whether they're just grammatical errors that weren't patched. But no, we need to do some drafting of things. I ideally would like to find a couple of key rooms today, and then we could do that. You could rewind the VOD and read it, because that's something fancy that Twitch does now. It's like 20 pages. It's a nice little book. It's a great little story. But it is also very Jane Austen language coded. Very long sentences. Breathing. Fun. No, just passageway, for God's sake. Give us some options. But yeah, crowd control should be live. You can either purchase coins using like bits and stuff, or there should be some free ones you can redeem at certain durations, whatever they're called. Words. I've read a book. I can't do any more words. Yeah, when you spend so long reading a book in the game that you forget you're in a game. To be fair, if we were just reading a book and we weren't going, actually, this might be some key things. We might not have been there for ages. I've got the sledgehammer and the battery pack. I do not have the lever, but I see what you're putting out, map. I get what you're putting down. We also need to draft some more bedrooms. I need a specific bedroom anyway, folks. So if I draft some bedrooms, we're going to get some letters to the mailroom, which is going to be nice. Because one of the scientists has written to us several times. But I'm going to come back down here because there's this area here I'd like to maybe fill out a bit. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, also, there was this. Oh no, we read this before. Nuclear was sold out in hours. Mummy's thing. Hello, Morbits. Hope you're doing good. Mummy wrote a book. Mummy's book. Oh. One of these is not a purple room. I think it might be having a mild crisis with some of the colour schemes. Yeah, we'll do boudoir. Sure. Aquarium. Oh shit, I should have picked aquarium. Oh well. It's fine, we'll just go in through the vestibule later. I've got to go to the vestibule anyway at some point. Also, how do you like them apples? I should have gone for the aquarium. Another dog hair. I'll have to give her a brush later. No. I'm gonna probably regret that. Oh no, courtyard. Okay. We saw a speed run. Some of the speed runs are absurd. The issue is, I can't remember exactly where the speed runs stop, but the issue is, I don't want to spoil some stuff for myself by looking at them too hard. Because, like, we're setting up for the next big puzzle. And the setup is a thing in itself. A fun thing, but a silly thing. I'll take security just so, excuse me, I've got a three room, but ugh. Oh my god, there's the foyer, finally. Okay. We can go back to the vestibule now. Right. Let's go. I'm gonna go back and see if I can just fill those spots with, like, some dead rooms. Dead end rooms. Ah, the bookshop. I'm kind of sad that we've, in theory, bought everything in there now. And I guess, I don't want to say it's a useless room, because that's probably cursing myself in some way. Oh, Mab's forcing the purple again. Fingers crossed. If we just keep drafting purples, eventually... Oh, I've gone the wrong way, but it's fine. Eventually, there's only going to be so many left. So, yeah. I'm going to put one in here. Fine. We'll take this guy. Also, I forgot, because it's crowd control, it ignores the can't have duplicates thing, I think. There we go. A letter has been delivered to the mail room. Ooh, there's a lockpick. Lovely. Mab's so determined for it to force it now. I love that for us. Thanks, Mab. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, the foundation. All right. We know this. The time is... Holy shit. The game starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hi, Goldust. Welcome in. That's how long we read that book for. Game was so long. The book was so long. I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh yeah, there was the Murajai thing. Fucking hell, I know. And then we've got the oh, piss. That's... Yeah, no, we need the magnifying glass for that. But that, under there, I don't think that's in English. So we've got a couple of things today that we might want to run a little magnifying glass over, but... You know what? Let's take the aquarium. A letter has been delivered to the mailroom. Thanks. I'm trying to think if... I don't think we've fucked with the rarity of this specific bedroom we're looking for. I think we've just been unlucky. Oh, at least I've got a pawn in actually now as well. The chess piece. We've definitely spawned one of those. But we still need... Ideally, like, the office. Or... We need the office. Or we need the study and the lady's bedchamber. Or boudoir. Or not the boudoir. We've got the boudoir. It's her lady's chamber that we need. Hi, Ronan. Welcome to Madness. Actually, not that bad. I'm trying to hold the fact that we're trying to complete multiple puzzles on the same day at once in my head, because it entirely comes down to what turns up in the draft. Thanks, Map. You're tempted to mod 2 streams and wrangle cats. Oh, God, that's yeah. I mean that's the thing. Good luck. I'm going to put this up here in the security room. This is so rude. Letter has been delivered to the mail room. Thank you very much. Look forward to when we get to read them all. Oh damn, Ronan. I mean, fair play. Yeah, it's hard to stick to focus on one puzzle because the RNG can just ruin it. So you have to just sort of be like, well, don't forget, we might need to do this. I'm going to put the boiler room there next to the passageway, since that does carry power. Then, if I have a moment of madness, I can... Oh, shit, hang on. What are we trying to solve? Oh, everything and nothing. I ideally need to place a couple of rooms so I can do the chess puzzle today. But we're kind of needing more stuff to show up. We're looking for... We're looking for several rooms that are not manifesting. I think even if we made the power hammer, I don't think any of the rooms are here to use the power hammer on, annoyingly. I'm going to take the dormitory. Get it out the draft. Also, thank you for the key. I spent a long time looking at a goddamn book as well, yeah. The drafting strategy shit, right? One of the books has a typo in features. It's not this one, obviously. But it's pissed me right off since the game came out, because I'm like, are you a bug? Are you a typo? Or is this something? Because it's like, there's no information online. No one's gone like, oh yes, it links to this. I think it's something like the U is missing from features. And I think I looked at all the other books. So I was like, does the Drafting Strategy Volume 2 have a typo somewhere else? And I'm not sure it does. But arguably, I don't think I've actually properly read these ever. And I will not be reading it properly now. There's a duck. Did you know drafting from a door that is steam powered will increase the likelihood of drawing rooms with ducts? I didn't know that. Also, it says here, so when you're in a room, look up. There might be a duck instead of a duct. It's like, is that a typo? You just being a knob. Been enough overthinking from books, yes. Yes. But this one does explain, yeah, things like time freeze, explains rooms, puzzle rooms. The note from the editor, I just, no. Keep it no. No, it's alright. Sometimes there's a chest there. There was not. Or the duck. I think you mean what the duct? Actually. Jesus Christ. This is silly. I forgot. I'm going to have 3 red rooms, so 3 gems. It's not horrendous. But... still looking for this thing. We might just have to do another day. The gems are in... so, there could be 2 true or 2 false statements in these boxes. It's the 2-door, one of them is a lie, one of them is true kind of riddle, except there's 3 boxes. And they get, in theory, more complicated. No jet. The gems are not in this box. The blue box is true. The gems are in this box. If the blue box is true, and the gems are not in this box, then that would mean this is false, so the gems are not in that box. But we know because this is true, and this is true, that the gems are not in that box either, therefore they should be in this box. Oh, thank God. I didn't lose half of my... no, 30 steps. That's still too many steps. After... everything else. This is still not very helpful. Please, game. Oh, piss. That's worse. Kind of. We can't really use the break room call it a day keycard thing at the moment because of the blessing of the monk, where we call a day in the room that we want to spawn outside. Although I suppose we could just spawn this outside. A little bit of a waste considering everything else that's going on with it currently. Oh shit, there is another thing. There is another thing we need to collect before the end of the stream. We need to get the lost and found room. That's what I'm thinking about using with the blessing of the monk. We can't use it because we ain't got it. But I know where it is. Also, if you're like, she's just rambling. Yes. Yes, I am. Do I need... Let me tap the list. This is the list of shit we have to do. And in fact, there's something missing off the list. That was like, oh, I forgot to add it. Get 8 trophies. Blue tents. 400G. Yes, also ADHD does go brr. But I think also... This fucking game. Just being aware of all the threads that I need to keep an eye out for. Was it 16? Minus 1 is 15. Divided by 3 is 5. 4. Times 2 is 8. Divided by 4 is 2. Divided by 1 is 2. Thank you. Oh, 5 dice. I now... Oh god, I have 25 dice. Because I haven't picked any up in game. They're not turning up here. But I have 25 dice now. Thank you for the dice. That might be too many dice. It also might not be enough goddamn dice based on what we've done before. So, we are looking for the study or the office or her ladyship's chamber or... I'm not sure where else the king shows up that we've got in the drafting pool. Not the lab. Not now, music room. The wrong place for you to be. Don't need the attic. Oh, wait, hold up. Who's at the attic? Is the attic someone? Got a list on my phone. Please hold. The attic might be the castle. This is something I was doing, playing offline. No, it's the bishop, which I've already got in the bookshop. So we need the office, or we need the office. Like there is the other room, spawn the king. We don't have. Hey, Orca, how you doing? You know what? I'm going to take the showroom. I'm going to take the showroom. Yes, I am going to take the showroom. I've just realised something. Thank you for the dice. We will be taking the emerald bracelet. We'll be taking the silver spoon. We will be taking the master key. You're cold and hungry. Well, you better get warm and get some food. What are you doing here? Oh shit, it's her. Go and get yourself some stuff, please, before you hang out with us in the very nice ladyship's chamber. I forget how purple it is. Don't have a diary key. We need the diary key, but that's involving the tomb. We do not have the tomb. Oh shit, the boiler's packed in, and you're up in Scotland. Fuck. Blankets. Lots of blankets. How is Brambell? She's good. She's 8 months old today, actually. She's getting fleed later in celebration. Doesn't know that yet. And she's actually, they're probably going out in like 15-20 minutes for their evening ramble. 8 months is ridiculous. So that means we've had her for 6. Because, yeah, I think we got her at 8 weeks. Did we get her at 8 weeks or was it 12? Whatever the recommended time is to get her, I feel like it was 8 weeks, which is terrifying. She had a, yes, we had a little bit last week. No, God, it was this week. Because we had to text the dog walker and be like, she's not very well. She had a little bit of a bad time. Thank you to a lady named Q for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, she basically. Woo! Oh, thank you to Raven as well for 60 months. That's ridiculous. That's 5 years. That's how long we've been in this fucking Blueprints game. No, thank you. Yeah, so when she had Bramble's still going through a little bit of teething. It's the ones right at the back coming in, effectively the wisdom teeth of the whole show. And when she had some of her canines falling out, and at different points, she's had basically some puppies because of the amount of dribble, the teething, and also pain. They have poorly tummies. And Wednesday she had a very poorly tummy. She did not want to get up. And then was a bit pathetic for the whole day. Fine. Then she had like a crucial nap at, I don't know, about 4 o'clock. Woke up and was like, oh, everything's fine now. In fact, because I've done nothing all day, I feel really energized. I'm going to be a knob all evening. But no, she's doing good. She's been doing very well at certain things. Do you only have 3 wisdom teeth? Oh yeah, one of Cliff's didn't bother. I think all of mine came through because I was already having like orthodontist stuff. So my mouth was already stuff was being moved and removed. So it was less of a drama, but like Cliff, one of his never came through. That's not what I want. You know what? I'm going to put the pool in just so I can get to the antechamber. Not that we can actually go in there yet. This is a. Oh, I've got the master key, of course. Yeah, chapel, sure. Do you also get told it could be later in life? No, it just never really got addressed until it got impacted, or it was infected, like 5 or 6 years ago, and he had to have it taken out. There is another one that they're monitoring, which has apparently grown sideways, and it is in his jawbone, which is apparently fine because it's not like there in the mouth. It's fine. I don't know how that's fine either. I don't know. But apparently it's fine. He's had the other ones out. He's got them somewhere. He was very insistent that he keep them. Which, I mean, to be fair, they are wisdom teeth. They're quite impressive, like, teeth. I've also drafted the exhibit in a really shit place, but I think we met this room last week. You'll notice there's a paper crown there. One might use this for practicing heists of valuable crown jewels, which I've certainly seen no crown jewels in this estate. No crowns filled with blue jewels. No. Never. Oh, fuck me, there it is. Finally. Finally. We can do the chess puzzle. I was going to be, let's say, mildly stressed if we got to the end of this day and I hadn't managed to do at least the start of the chess puzzle. Also, before I forget, we will be having ads coming in for Twitch in 4.5 minutes time. If you are not subscribed, you may see some. Please use that time to grab a drink, a snack, stretch your legs, all of that kind of stuff. We will see you on the other side. That sounds mod. We will see you. Where I will be doing further bumbling. Got another probably 40 minutes. What did you do? You sent a 4-way room. You have made me. You forced me to draft. It's actually good. It's a good thing for me to draft. Hit the cloister. If you've never played this game, Orca, holy shit. I would heartily recommend, if you're into like Myst or puzzle games, roguelikes, like this is the kind of game that is a delight to play on your own. It's also a delight to watch loads of different people playing it because you get to different stages in it, working out different puzzles. Like I've had at least one on-camera room I've never seen. In fact, I think that turned up 2 weeks ago and I was like, what is this? Excuse me? In fact, we're going to go and find it now. I also need to be careful when I say find it in this house because that is the command to go and look for the treats I found on the floor. And I just said it in the exact same voice. I appreciate, yeah. So I appreciate that it is, no, I get it. I get what you mean about annoying. It's like, it's the, like, not authoritative rebellion thing, but it's like, oh, if everyone else likes it, I don't want to like it. That was me with Undertale. I mean, also, I would say I'm a bit shit at Undertale. And the fan base is passionate. So I was just like, I'm just not. But I was also, before I went into it, I was like, is it really going to be, people are saying it's amazing? Is it really going to live up to that? No, it fucking does. Like, annoyingly so. If you're someone who likes, like, a tactile, if you want to basically make yourself a book of notes. Also, you could start now. You haven't missed the boat. You just don't look anything up online. I will say, though, if you do need to look stuff up online, a lot of places have, like, little spoiler hints. So you can be like, can I have a little pointer as to what I'm looking for? There is a wiki, I think, that has quite a lot of stuff. I would recommend, if you are going to do it, you can do this with a digital document, but it kind of is a bit easier with a book, especially if you're someone who's playing on the sofa, etc. Get a notebook and genuinely make, like, a contents page. So, like, I've done this contents page, and then I've written the page numbers on the pages so that I can go, oh, wait a minute, we're in the chapel, for example. Chapel is not in here because I haven't written it down because I'm a twat. But chapel is page 13, etc. Let's see what I put for chapel. And just bumble. Like, I would say as well, do not feel pressured to smash through it. The most important thing that you can do is learn something new or try something new every day. It's not always going to work because the game is very RNG coded. It is a rogue like. But it is fun. And we need to go and do a chess puzzle. I also would like something else. Do I need to do anything else? Anything else I can do right now? We can't build anything. I think we need to go and do the chess puzzle. Yeah. But I was trying to think if there was anything essential while I was up here. Thank you to Nev UK. That gap. Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, there's a trophy for drafting in every single slot. Which is very satisfying when you get it. We're just going to take ourselves all the way back here. No, that makes it worse. Oh. Do I have it? Oh, yes, I have it. I have it, got it quite quickly in this, I think. Like, somehow in the on-screen crowd control one, we did it quite quickly. Some days you'll just not get anywhere, especially really early on. Just because you're like, oh shit, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. I've just had this roasted quail. Excuse me. Highly unnecessary to add even more steps. As we're not going anywhere ridiculous. The floor plan for the next day. Well, you'll see. If you hold up, well, in a minute, we will be calling it a day and resetting. First, we need to go outside. I need to go down here. Sorry, I'd forgotten where I was going. Go down here. We go to here. We press that button. Also, it's almost 5 o'clock, which means it's almost time for boosters. Huckleberry. Oh my god, 29 months. Hello. Hello. How are you? I see you've got a cut of the lamb little emote thing, which is very cute. Was the DLC, the new thing, is it good? Also, yes, like the thing on the chest. Yes. That is the insignia of a land, that shape. Very specific country. Or, actually, I think more specifically, the country it used to be. The country that flew the black flags, and the black flags are banned now. We don't fly them. We do not speak of such things. Welcome to the chess room. Having streamed the whole thing, confirmed very good. The Twitch integration is very fun. The DLC is about 15 hours each. Cool. Because I enjoyed playing it. Like, it's quite nice on the Steam Deck as well. So I might have a fiddle. It could also be the shape of a sword hilt block for a sword. It could. This is true. Now, the chess puzzle. Right. We need to put some people in certain places. So, the king lives in... Oh, that's the queen. Hang on. There. No. There. I think this goes like here. Yep. So this is directly corresponding to where we have drafted the rooms in the house that contain these chess pieces. So the observatory's down here. That's got a knight in it. Chapel is there. Bishop in the bookshop. Cheeky. Bishop can also live there. You can go there. Oh no, sorry, was it there? We will need to find the rook. We'll go in the nook. And the pawn is in a load of different places. In the dormitory, I think. So that's 4 up. I think this is neat. Hold on to your hats. Would you like to play a game of chess? Choose your piece to receive your new permanent power. Now, these pieces have many different options. There's a castle or a rook. You draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting the 4 corner rooms of your house. You have the bishop. 30. Oh, you don't have to pay tithes. I'm glad they're calling it what it is. It's a fucking tithe. Instead, gain 30 gold the first time you enter chapel each day. No, absolutely not. Get stuffed. The banner of the king each day. Choose a colour. Rooms of the chosen colour are more likely to be drawn when drafting. Gambit of the queen. Each time you draft a room on the queen side or the west wing of your house, lose 5 steps and gain a key. Mantle of the knight. Add the armory to your draft pool. Oh shit. Sorry, I've just realised something. No, it's fine. Fine. No, nothing to see here. Ambition of the pawn. When you reach rank 8 each day, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Gain the power of that piece until the end of the day. That's interesting. Interesting, and it's a nice little power, provided you get to rank 8. But we're not choosing that. In fact, we will be choosing the rook to start. Now, when it says permanent, I want to elaborate on that. It's permanent until you do the chess puzzle again, and then you can pick a different power. So we will be doing the resilience of the rook for now. Bye-bye. And then we need to make sure we go somewhere else. I like how I'm just waggling my finger at the chat box. Somewhere else before... Is that a power hammer wall? No. We don't have the power hammer either. So, we have come to a very specific area. This is... Oh shit, is this the right side? Have I bumbled this? Shit. When I say I've bumbled this, I haven't bumbled this. I've just... I don't think I can leave this way. Yeah, it's flooded. Oh, actually, this is not... I need to go out the other way. It's fine. In fact... Is that even the bit that shows the clue? No, it's the other bit of the map. If I had it, I'd show you. There's a specific bit of map. Also, annoyingly, can't do that bit, so, yeah. We're just gonna go back down here. Where am I trying to go? To Oblivion. No, I'm trying to go, a way that I thought I could go, but I cannot. I thought I'd made myself a magical shortcut, but I have not done it. I think I was confusing that shortcut I just tried to take with something else. There's an Elder Scrolls. I haven't got that save. It's long gone. I think it's before Steam Cloud saves existed. I once read an Elder Scroll in Skyrim. I don't recommend it.
Access denied.
I think if had the tomb been there, the shortcut would be fine. But the shortcut was not. I was trying to get into this bit. Welcome to the sealed entrance, which is not very sealed. And if we go to... Shit, I don't have a shovel. Somewhere around here. There's a thing. One of them long cuts. Yes, it is. But basically, round here somewhere, on a map, is where there is a very key piece. Yeah, don't spend coins for the day to end. We'll come in here when we've got a shovel. Also, hi Fierce, hope you are doing good. Do I want to draft the treasure trove outside tomorrow? We've got 3 days left. Arguably, it's not the worst thing I could draft outside. But it's also not really the most useful thing. Although, you could do something actually, no, you can't. I was going to say you could draft one of these into the outer room. But if you draft it into the outer room isn't on the chessboard and you screw it for yourself. So, I'm amazed there isn't a shovel in that house, the amount of rooms that I went in. Quite rude, actually. Also, somehow didn't really pull any anti-chamber levers. Fuck it. Let's leave. Let's go back out the door, and we will end it. No commissary shovel. No metal detector either. Don't give me one, because we're finishing this day off. No shovel in the no shovel in all of the green rooms. Sometimes have them. Also, Fierce, I've worked out something with the goddamn chess puzzle, and it's ridiculous. In a good way. Oh, there's some more coins here. Not that I can use them right now. Fine. Goodbye, box. It's been nice to see you, but we can't open you. Oh, actually, why am I doing it that way? Why am I not doing it this way? This is nicer. We've managed to get 5 letters delivered to the mailroom as well, which is going to be very exciting when we read them. They're mostly hints that should help us catch up in some areas. I think we've got most of them, but it's nice to just cross-check. Thank you very much, game. Save and continue. I don't think the basement really has anything. I think there's enough stuff in the basement without talking about it too much. That, I think if you added more stuff, it would be silly. Maybe. We will come back for the money. Oh shit, I didn't buy the moon bracelet. Should have bought the moon bracelet. It's fine. Not that it would have particularly helped. I'm going to carry some stuff over. It's not only dig spot rooms that spawn shovels. Also, the amount of dig spots that you have in rooms directly correlates to where they're placed on the grid. And other things. Such as the root cellar. So, I'm going to put the treasure trove in again because I want the money. For reasons. Cute. The placement is not different. Well, it could be different. Some bits are fixed. So the entrance hall and the foundation are fixed. Shovels, yeah. So items will have certain likelihoods of spawning in different places as well. So it's basically, this is where the rogue-like bit is. There are things to help with progression. So, for example, I've just picked up money. That's money that I've gotten from doing certain things in game to increase my allowance, as well as chat gifting me allowance tokens using crowd control, which is not cheating, but it's helping. What's the goal I have in today's in-game day? So, Fierce, I have just done the resilience of the rook using the chess puzzle, not the chest puzzle. Cliff's just off out for a walk with Bramble. Doorbell has just gone, so that'll be them leaving. We spent 20 minutes IRL reading The Curse of Blackbridge, which was possibly an error. But in terms of the many different things that we have to do, that's the general list of stuff to progress us. So some things we won't be able to do. So the trading post is not in today, so we can't do that. The 8 trophies thing isn't like a later goal. We've only got like 2. Magnifying glass not turning up yesterday screwed us. As did the shovel. Because the lost and found I just need a shovel for. It should turn up today. But my main thing I'd like to try and do today is do the chess puzzle again for a reason that might become clear when we get there. Oh shit, study. That's... You know what? I'm going to have to take the study. Because the study is the alternative thing. Thanks, Fierce, for the shovel. God, I can't pick it up. There we go. We might just go and get it now. Get the lost and found. And then it's done. This window's slightly ajar. Not worried about intruders. So yeah, the study for the chessboard is the only other place the queen spawns other than the ladyship's boudoir. Ladyship's room, not boudoir. You know, keep saying boudoir. That's not different room. But last time, crowd control offered us, when we was trying to find red rooms, it offered us the lost and found. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. I've never seen it before, because I had missed a very, very, not very clear clue, but a clue nonetheless in my maps. And if you look at the maps for the underground area, very faintly, just here, there's a little X. And we know what X's mean in this game. X marks the fucking spot. So, Lost and Found has now been included in the drafting pool as a new room. When I enter the room, I lose an item in my inventory, randomly. But there are 2 rare items inside the room. No, like, so ideally you want to try and grab those when you've got nothing in your inventory, which is why you might want to put it in the outer room using Blessing of the Monk so that you loot it when you have no items. Because yes, every time you enter you will lose an item. So if that's your like main thoroughfare through the house as well, you're going to lose all your shit trying to get through it. So it needs to go in like a corner out the way or something like the outer room, so you can benefit from it. We're going upstairs, aren't we? Now I've got the lost and found. Oh, I can tick it off the list. Oh, we're free. We're free on the list of one of the many items, things that we need to do. Yeah. But that's a key component. I think it's a key component for progression in other areas. I might be wrong. We've got a study, so now all we need a couple of different, like, generic rooms. I should have picked the kennel then for the digging, but drafting studio for the gem. Yeah, a couple of key rooms, and then hello office. Nice to see you. That was the other key room that we needed. The king and the queen chess pieces have now both been covered on the board, which is one less pain in the butt that I have to deal with. I do need to keep an eye out, though, for other things. But there are more of those rooms represented, so those are easier. Excuse me. I am just going to very quickly set a lab experiment going whilst we're here. So we will need pawn, rook, castle, bishop, knight. It can, yes, it can happen. I could totally screw this. I've had it where I've been missing like a knight and it's been annoying. I would like you to add, that's horrific. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, add 3 aquariums to the draft pool. It's not its finest option, but it will do. Right, exit. Thank you. It's always the night. You forget, don't you? Because also, they're generally in rooms that at least I spawn quite commonly, like security. So then if I forget to spawn it once, I'm like, ah, whoops. We'll go for the hallway for options, thank you. Check the desk. Well, on the desk. Inside the desk. Shit, you're right, the coins. I'm spreading coins throughout the estate. Oh, that's going to get annoying, isn't it? Right, it's fine. It's fine. I've pressed that button. I'm going to have to deal with the consequences of piddly bits of coins everywhere. Oh, hello, security. How did it know? So that will be the knight. In fact, I believe it's the White Knight, isn't it? Yeah, because fuck's sake. It did hear me. It knows. I thought spread coins only happened to pre-existing rooms, not new rooms, but I'm not 100% sure. The same with the servants' wages. Because for reasons that I'm not going to get into, that Seb probably knows what I'm talking about, you have to generate some serious coin at certain points. Yeah, garage, please. Oh, sorry. You're there. Sometimes they're not. That's the castle, isn't it? Breakfast nook. Yeah. Castle? Castle. Servants' wage. Yeah, yeah. Servants' wages may be different because it's designated rooms. That is true. But also it might not apply either. And I just might, you know, have hallucinated at that point. Been like, this is coins. There's coins everywhere. It could have been the coins weren't related and were just in the room randomly due to a completely different room being drafted, like the whatever the green room is that increases the chances of drops in green rooms. I've rarely used it. I've only started trying to fiddle with it when I need some money. Is there potential for a Blueprints board game? Also, hi, okay. What, as in someone making it? I don't know how the fuck you'd start. Like, draft all... It just... I mean, kudos to them. If someone made it. But I don't know where you'd even begin. You know what? I'm just going to take the courtyard for the link up bit, and also... Oh. Maybe, I was going to say maybe... Oh. Oh, yes, of course. Thanks for the shovel game. If you give me stuff, it doesn't necessarily know that I've got it. So I now have technically still only one shovel, but 2 shovels. Double shovel. If only I'd had them, I don't know, yesterday. God's sake. Right. I've made a weird little, like, bit here. Let's go back to the entrance hall. Yeah, why not? Oh no, if I do that, it's a dead end. Jeez, that was close. This is shit. Better terrace. Thank you. What do we need then? We've got the castle, we've got the knight. I still need a bishop and possibly a pawn. Well, it's going to have to be that. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We say hi to the dogs. And also, hello. There you go. Yes, hello. Oh, thanks. So, when I dig in a room for the first time, it will unlock all the doors in the room. As a result, there will be a surprise barking noise every now and then. Incoming. I mean, no. And actually, to be fair, I don't think we can buy anything more from you anyway. I think we've bought everything. Don't get excited about a gift shop, Starbuck. Coming in here. We've bought everything from the gift shop. It's not the best place. Later on, we can go back in and buy more stuff. and then it will be still the best place. But not now. I think that's the only way I'd improve the crowd control mod, you know, is like have it check for stuff a bit better. But I'm not precious about that. The fact that this even exists as a concept is ridiculous. Am I running I'm not running an experiment yet, am I? Or am I? No, I am. Oh god, I like how I've forgotten. Patrick. Yes, I am. 2 or more gems drafting a room. Oh yeah, that was it. Right, it's not overly exciting. It's not, oh, for fuck's sake. Hello, Raj, over on the YouTube side. Hope you're good. We are, attempting to finish. I say to finish this day off. We barely started. What a funny draw. I know. I'm not going in there. It's a waste of a step. But I'm going to put the toilet there and then it's out the way. Well, this is annoying. The pantry is becoming quite a problem. No, I can't afford the secret tunnel. Don't get excited. I can possibly now afford it. Okay, it's the cloister. Great time. How many... Okay, I haven't got any dice. That's right. I thought I'd just check. Right, that's all the room. The doors unlocked in here. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about the fact that there is no toilet as standard in this place. Right, someday, I don't think there are many days where there has been no toilet in the manor because we've not used it. So I can only assume that Simon is shitting in a bush outside. I'm gonna go for the classroom. Thank you for the dice and the gems, which I may save the day. What do we need? A bishop. We need a bishop, and I think we're okay. Hi, Michael. We're finishing off this day, and then we'll be off. I will be away. We've left a little bit late as well. Shop. Give me shop. Sledgehammer. Oh, sleeping mask. Oh, the magnifying glass. Highly unhelpful right now. But also thanks. Simon is shitting in the orchard. Yeah, you bet he is. This is not helpful. This is still not helpful. Hiss. What do we... Hang on. Hold up. Bishop. What do we get for the bishop? Which rooms? Let me just check this. Let's just cross-check this. Bishop needs the chapel, or the attic, or the bookshop, or the rumpus room. Mab, I like your style. Oh, that has very briefly saved the day. It's what I do. Would you say it's what you live for? Oh, fuck off, storeroom. Actually, no. The storeroom we need is a put. This is awkward. Awkward because we do not have the key card. I will need a gem. I need 2 fucking gems and we can't do it. A piss. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I will say, there is a redraft option in crowd control, which does force this to be a reroll, but I can't remember which one it is. In fact, you could even reroll the individual options. We don't fuck with it a lot because usually we're a bit faster. Voila! Like that. I'm taking the gym before it disappears. Thanks. And now I have dice. Thank you, peeps. We got 1 dice. Oh, shit. Bad news. Oh no! Shaka, Raiders, hello! And also this, hello! We are finishing shortly. We were gonna finish at the end of this run.
Access denied.
Unfortunately, have discovered a slight issue with an... Oh, it's alright, I've got a key card. Thanks, man! Did you have a nice time in Power Wash Sim? Are you kidding me? Actually, no. Oh, God, the boudoir's there, but that's not helpful. I need the bishop. I need the chapel. This is absurd. We need one room. One room. One teeny little room. Should have taken the veranda. I couldn't afford the veranda. It cost me 2 gems. I didn't have 2 gems. Oh my god. Are you Did it not cost it? Oh shit, it didn't cost a thing. Normally, I shy away from the gallery. Oh, actually, like the foundation is so locked off, this is funny. But I've never been happier to see the gallery in my life. The gallery saves the day, which I'm not gonna lie, a little bit salty about. I hate this gallery. I'm not even looking at it. It is actually 2 gems and a bit of coins, to be fair. Please. Yeah. Special keys, silver key. I don't want roommate key, although actually you could trade it at the trading post. Oh, thank God, here it is. You could trade it away at the trading post. Okay, everything's fine, everybody. Everything is fine. We have a chapel. It's fine. Roommate is great. It gives you a guaranteed bendy room. I fucking hate it, though. Oh, thanks for the coins. All right. I just want to guarantee that we get a little pawn. Pawn. We got actually, and one of these. This will all become hopefully clear momentarily. Do we have a bedroom, guest bedroom, nursery, den, storeroom, dining room, drawing room? I got the drawing room? I have the drawing room. I've got the drawing room, we're fine. Do I have a rook? Yes, I have the breakfast nook. I have the bishop in the chapel. I have the security for the night. I have the office for the king and the study for the queen. And I'm now going to leave this hellhole that we have created. And we're going to go, before I run out of steps, I don't think I will run out of steps, but just to be safe, before we forget what we're doing, or we run out of time, or any of that shit. We're going to go and do the important thing. The important... Oh, God. I'm just walking around in circles. Thank you to Raj for the follow as well. Thank you. We do the very important key thing, which will progress the puzzles in the game that I have been attempting to coordinate. Hello, doggies. Hello. Yes, well done. Attempting to coordinate across the day. Yeah, the amount, and to be fair, the amount of shenanigans that I've had to do, actually not that many in comparison to what the average player would have to do. Also, I've been fucking about off camera on a separate save to trial some of this out. So, like, I'm streamlining some of this. Streamlining. So, Mab, this is the bit that I was like, you're going to be quite annoyed. I'm going to be quite, well, I was quite annoyed. Certain members of chat who might be stuck on the chess puzzle possibly are going to be quite annoyed. Also, yes, the amount of, oh yeah, the amount of bullshit chat had to do to help me with that as well. Because it's like, you end up going, oh no, I can't get that, we'll have to do it tomorrow. Oh, we'll have to do it tomorrow. So, we picked the rook as our first superpower from the chessboard. Right? I think she's down here, right? Yes. This game is ridiculous. I know. It's good. It's infuriatingly good sometimes. You're like, what is this bullshit? Then we have the king, who will be down here. And then we have the knight, who will be here. And then I need to double check where the nook is. Oh, the nook's next to it. And we have the drawing room. So the castle, or the rook, is next to the knight, and the pawn is next to the king. Choose your piece. It's Monopoly time. Can you imagine? So, last time we picked the rook or the castle. Now, this time I would propose we pick the king. Each day you may choose a colour. Rooms of the chosen colour are more likely to be drawn when drafting. Sometimes quite helpful. Let's take this power, shall we? Oh, I know, Bab! Yes, I know. Oh, fuck off. Yes, castling. A legitimate move in chess. If you castle, you'll retain the power of the piece you've used second, which is why I've gone for the king, right? But if we go in here, we go down here. Hello, Smithy. We're just finishing up, but I'm just blowing chat's mind with a little bit of puzzle progression. We're in the unknown underground now. Come with me. Come with me to the tomb. The tomb. There is a tomb. There's also this. That might be the dude inside. There's also a lot of Jirai puzzles. Jirai puzzles? They're all black. They are all OG. The black ones with the black squares are the OG ones that we don't talk about because they're belonging to the old kingdom who were naughty and we erase them from history. Boom Tomb. This puzzle is yes, it's slightly bullshit, but it's an amazing design. Now, because this has been opened, this place will be open to us tomorrow. We don't have to do the castling thing again. It will stay there for the foreseeable future. Which means we can take our time with this and the slow jazz that's happening next week. Because I'm not going to be able to solve 8 puzzle boxes in a prompt time, and I would also say that our opportunity in game has been lost to us. Like, we can't make any benefit. Like, we can't do anything with this chess puzzle right now anyway. So, we have set things in motion for next time, which is next week. No, they're not the worst Morajais at all. They are actually pretty... Once you get the hang of them, they're not too bad. Especially if you do them in the order, like, left and right, etc. They do seem to have a difficulty, but not absurdly. So the chess puzzle has been completed. It does mean we tab out. tomb and puzzle boxes. Oops. Puzzle. Actually, I'll put more Ajay. Then, puzzle boxes. Yep, cool. There we go. The list has been updated. So, yeah, we could continue to try and screw around today. What are we at? 25 minutes to. But that was the main thing I wanted to get done. There's actually no major benefit to me drafting more right now. Because the banner of the king, I could press it and start it now. I could choose for the rest of the day. But for reasons that will become clear, I probably have off camera, Seb. But yeah, no, I know the shittier ones out there. For reasons that will become clear next time, we're going to park ourselves in here. We're going to end the day. So tomorrow, the treasure trove will once again be back in here. Mostly I'm doing that for the cash money at this point. But because the chest does change when you have it outside, we will have to put it back in here later. But, Mab's annoyed. Mab, you now have something to go and fuck about with. I don't think I've gone that far off camera. I basically, where we're at now, I'm a little bit further ahead tinkering with it, Seb. I have the thing in that area, and I have the thing in that box, in the treasure trove box. What I do with the things, not a clue. You have to start a new game to do that. You pick the pawn the first time. No, you just do the chess puzzle again, Mab. All you have to do is fill your board up and go in. Because it's a permanent power until you do the chess puzzle again, and then you can pick again. So you could choose the rook, and then I'd say rook then king is definitely a better option because you get that flexibility of colours. That's also why the pawn exists as well, because I guess down the line when you're less reliant on the rook doodada, the knight situation, because the knight gives you the armory, you can then fall back to using the pawn, which has flexibility. So no, you do not need to start a new game. But I also understand if you would be incredibly angry with everything and everyone and this fucking game. Because I know I was mildly annoyed. I just, that annoyed, happy, you little shits, you've done it again. But no, that's been a great session. Okay, some bits didn't really go according to plan. But the chess puzzle's been done, which I was putting off for some time, mostly because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with it. I just knew that there was a chess puzzle. I didn't know how it integrated into anything else. So yeah, next time, we'll go and have a look down in that little chess area. We will hopefully find the lost and found room in the house, because I would like that in the outer room for a bit. Benefit from the items. But we've done some stuff. Thanks, Orca. To be fair, that's kind of everything. Is like, I don't know what's going on, but I think we're doing okay. That's blueprints. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today, folks. Thank you for the raids. You're still here from the raid setups. It's been awesome having you. I hope you've enjoyed this absolute carnage. I will be back next Saturday with more blueprints. Claire Obscure, I can't remember exactly what's the schedule for next week. Let me have a quick look. Let me see. It'll be Friday next week, because Thursday we're going to be checking out a little demo of a game called Toy Maker, and then Little Gator Game has got some DLC that's coming out, so we'll be doing that. Then Claire Obscure on Friday with Burso's Drafts, which is the DLC in Candyland, and then yeah, more of this next week, next Saturday. But yeah, have a lovely time, everybody. If you're on the YouTube side, I'm just going offline. But if you're on the Twitch side, hold up a second. And I'm going to send you over to someone who is streaming. Who have we got who's live? Let me see. Just double check what the options are before I fling you at... Oh, I'm going to send you at Sean, actually. Sean Vids. Sean's doing an Immigrant Rapid Response charity fundraiser, which involves Elden Ring. I think. Yes, and some other shite. So the fundraiser is currently at $131,000. It's going to the Women's Foundation of Minnesota. So yeah, I'm going to send you over there to have a nice little fundraising time and also potentially watch someone. Actually, I don't think it is Elden Ring. I think it's Dark Souls. Someone with more skill levels than me play it. Maybe it is Elden Ring. I don't know anymore. Have a lovely time. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully see you next week, everyone. Bye!